So many of my clients have been told by their doctor, chiropractor, physical therapist, and YouTube specialist to roll on a tennis ball, a lacrosse ball, a golf ball in order to calm down their sciatica or piriformis syndrome. Sadly, that rarely works to give any relief other than possible temporary relief. In this video, I'm going to tell you why. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dean Volk, and I've been a physical therapist for over 32 years. With the last 16 years, I've been focusing specifically on helping people with sciatica and help thousands of people live free now from their sciatica. So let's get started. I did a quick search on Google, and Google AI gave me an overview of sciatica and a tennis ball. And it says, quote, "A tennis ball can help relieve sciatica pain by applying pressure to the trigger points in the piriformis muscle, which is located next to the sciatic nerve. This can help to relax muscles, increase circulation, and improve mobility." And they suggested that you sit on it, roll on it, stand next to the ball against a wall and roll, or you can put it underneath your foot. But if the pain doesn't go away, to see the doctor. What I have found is a high percentage of clients do not get much relief from a tennis ball or golf ball, lacrosse ball, or a massage ball. There are those on rare occasion, 10 to 15% maybe, that do get some relief, but for the most part, it'll actually make you worse in the long run. And let me tell you why. The rationale for rolling on a tennis ball is to break up the muscle spasms, to break up those trigger points, to relax muscles, and according to Google, to increase circulation, improve mobility. My big concern, and what I have seen in my 32 years, is tennis balls, golf balls, massage balls, lacrosse balls typically do not give any type of long-term relief. They say it causes a good pain that is needed for healing. Well, let's get one thing straight. When your body is healing from an injury, or you have sciatica, which is caused by some type of inflammation or compression, or you have piriformis syndrome, which is an inflammation of that piriformis muscle, which irritates the sciatic nerve, doing things that further aggravate and cause more inflammation typically don't give much relief. I haven't seen a whole lot of positive things, even though everybody on YouTube is telling people with sciatica and piriformis syndrome, roll on a tennis ball, roll it the whole length of your sciatic nerve. And even though you may get some temporary relief after, and it may feel a little bit better after, it's usually pretty painful to do, and it usually doesn't give any long-term effects in a positive manner. And let me explain. If you have soreness on this side of your head, and you go to a doctor and the doctor says, "Hey, you know what you need to do? You need to do this 25 times, 5 times a day, come back in 2 weeks and tell me how you feel." Most people would say that sounds kind of crazy. You're irritating something that's already irritated. You're causing pain as you're doing it. But what's wild about it is when you stop hitting yourself 25 times, you're comparing the pain of hitting it to stopping, and it actually feels like there's improvement. You get some relief until the compounding effect of the pounding comes back, and it comes back with a vengeance. No pain, no gain is great if you're a 19-year-old training for the Marines without an injury and you're pushing your body to its limits. But while your body is healing, or you have a musculoskeletal problem that's underlying the pain, it really is not a great idea. I also think of somebody, if you had a wound on your arm or a scab on your arm and it itched and you scratched it, even though it's feeling good while you're doing it, you are not doing yourself any favors, because you'll look down later and realize the scab is starting to bleed again. You pulled the scab up, the wound is irritated, and the healing process in that area starts all over. In the same way, when you take a tennis ball and you mash on an area that's irritated, one of Google AI's and Google MD or WebMD says is that will increase blood flow to the area, which is always good for healing. But if you already have an inflammatory response, there is extra fluid in the area, and by bringing in more and more fluid without calming that influx down, it's just going to give some temporary relief that is not long lasting. So please, if you have been rolling on a tennis ball, digging with a foam roller, using a massage gun even on areas that are sore, Please avoid that, because I think you have found now that you're not getting long-term relief. Those things can actually aggravate the problem further. You might get temporary relief and it might feel nice immediately after, which gives you a false sense of, all right, we're making progress, but in actuality, you're really not. One thing that I tell my clients to do if they're gonna want to continue to use golf ball, lacrosse ball, tennis ball, foam roller, I tell them, look, try this, and as crazy as it may sound, try working the opposite side. And I tell my clients who are going to go get a massage, tell the massage therapist to dig on the side that is more comfortable and less painful. Because what happens is when you foam roll, when you roll on a tennis ball, golf ball, whatever ball you are using, it's actually comforting and relaxing when you don't have tenderness in the area. And what that does, it allows the body to relax, the tension in your body to calm down. And you know what the result is? The area that's inflamed and the area that's aggravated will actually have a reflexive type of relaxation. Big takeaways. Number one, please, if you're not getting long-term relief, and maybe 10 to 15% of people do, and I wish I can explain why, because typically when you're rolling or digging on something that's already irritated, the long-term effect is it's going to cause further inflammation and irritation, causing those muscle spasms and trigger points to come back with a vengeance. Work the opposite side. See what happens. I would love to hear your response to this, because most people do not work the opposite side. They're usually working the painful side to try to get things to relax. And I overall look at this as sort of a passive treatment, something that's done to you, even though you're the one rolling on the ball or using the massage gun. I have found that most passive treatments, those things that you are not doing actively with movement, actively to get your muscles contracting and relaxing, thinking about the movement, actually moving your body. What I have found with these passive movements are you may get some temporary relief and it may feel like you're making headway, but most of you people who have watched this far know that temporary relief is not healing, and you're going to start feeling the pain come back sooner or later, and you may get 10, 15 minutes, maybe a day's relief, but is it worth it for the pain to come back the same as it did, if not more intense? So please try this, see how it works. Try working the exact opposite side so you're not aggravating things further. You're causing the body to relax, and it'll actually feel good while you're doing it. By the way, there's no point in learning all these things if you don't understand why sciatica lasts so long. And what you can do to get faster relief, actually, check out the video that I just put up on the screen that's going to talk about why sciatica lasts so long.